Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. My name is Diane, and this is a kind of get ready with me. I wanted it to be kind of where I've been, what I've been doing, but it turned into something a lot more emotional than I really wanted it to be. So if you guys want to see how I got this look, I did not mention any of the products that I used in the video, but I will leave them all in the description box below. So yeah, and of course also with some links that I did say that I wanted to leave. If you guys enjoy this video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you want to. Okay, so I had to step off camera to do my eyes. I did film it. It's just gonna be a talk over, like a voiceover type situation. So let's just get started with my face. My face is already primed. I used the Benefit Porefessional, the hydrating primer, because your girl got dry skin, okay? And I need moisture, and I hate, and I know that when your face is matte, it's easier to not sweat, because I do sweat. Like when I start sweating or whatever, like I sweat my nose and then my mustache area, but I just cannot. I cannot deal with a super duper dry face and a dry looking face. I like when my face looks dewy. So I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty foundation in the shade Toffee. I have this mirror here because your girl is blind as a bat, and I will forever need it until I get eye surgery, whenever that is. So go in with my foundation. I'm going to go in with the KVD D31 Warm. Is it D31? Yeah. Lock It concealer. A little bit darker than my skin tone, but I use it as a corrector since it's so full coverage, and then it'll kind of just blend in with everything else. So you guys, where have I been? And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I feel like let's just do a real talk. I've just been feeling so unmotivated. Like the past couple of months with everything that has been going on, I fortunately still have a job. So I've been working and not really working from home. It's kind of like this weird schedule. I feel like my job feels like it's a privilege to be able to work from home as opposed to a health issue. So that's what's been going on as far as jobs are concerned. But I have just not been really into it, and I don't know why. I love doing my makeup for YouTube videos and stuff like that. I just don't have it in me. I don't have it in me, and I'm trying to make a comeback because I want to. And honestly, I feel like this could be something if I can attempt to become more consistent with it. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, yeah, look at this. Look at this full coverage. Okay, I don't come hell on high water, or high water, however the saying goes. I love a full coverage foundation. I don't care how hot it is outside, how cool it is. I mean, if I'm going to be in the sun, I'm not going to put on foundation anyways. I'm just going to put on SPF and let my face breathe, because there's nothing I hate more than having, you know, parts of my face darker than the rest. You know, it's a tough mess. Speaking of tough mess, I cannot fathom what Vanessa Guillen's family has gone through or is going through. And that's so traumatic for me, because I used to be in the army, and I can say that I have never had an experience of feeling disrespected or sexually assaulted by any one of my fellow soldiers. And it's unfortunate, and that doesn't mean that doesn't happen to a lot of people. But I feel like from my military experience, and what I found is that you could only be two ways in the military. It's a male-dominated field. You could, like I said, you can only be two ways. It's either you could be the nice girl who stands at parade rest, but like smiles and, you know, twists or whatever, or you have to be, and I hate to say, you have to be a stronger woman. And when people see that, they'll label you as a bitch, and they won't want to talk to you or anything like that. It's sad that action wasn't taken to protect her, because had she, I know people are like, oh, well, her unit failed her. Did she file a report and all this good stuff? And it's just, oh, it's a terrible, terrible situation, either way you look at it. And what kills me even the worst is that we're out here championing, is that even a word? championing maybe for Black lives, and more importantly, you know, police brutality against the minority community of Black and predominantly Black men, but you have sprinkled in there, you know, Black women. So for a Black man to do that, you know what, for anyone to do that, period, is just terrible. But it's like, I don't know if you'll understand what I'm trying to say here, but it's like, if I'm rallying, you have Hispanics and you have white people rallying and championing behind this cause, and yet you turn around and do some fuck shit, like it's disgusting. It's absolutely terrible. And I've been seeing a lot lately. Will Black people rally behind this cause just like our fellow Hispanic men and women have rallied behind the Black Lives Matter cause? So I don't know. And I hope that this is a time where people can get out there and really rally behind and support, because this is something that's very important. And sexual assault or death, you know what? Deaths in the military, regardless of the situation, has been going on for a very long time. Because I remember back in 2002, in the early 2000s, I need to look up this girl's name. If I can't think of it off the top of my head, her name, but I'll leave it in description box. But there was a story of a female soldier, a Black female soldier. She was deployed in, you know what? I'm going to get this story all types wrong. But she was on a deployment, either Iraq or Afghanistan. Mind you, this is early 2000s, so this was probably after stuff popped off with 9/11 and all that jazz. And she was killed for some odd reason. And not by the enemy, by a fellow soldier. Okay, and they have not found. They ruled her death as a suicide, which was crazy to me because how she was found was not like a suicidal situation. First of all, she shot herself with her M16. Any of you that have, and she was not like a tall, lanky female. So any one of you that has been in the military, that has shot an M16, you understand that thing is heavy. So for you to attempt to hold it across from you and like push it down, it's not that close, and especially from the barrel to the trigger, it's not that close. So this young soldier, right? And then I've been following the story for a very long time because it's just astonishing to me. I think because I ended up deploying overseas, and before then I was nervous and I didn't know anyone at this new unit, and I started doing my research and I stumbled upon this young lady's story, and I was just like, I'm a Black woman deploying. Is this something that might happen to me? Like it's something that you can never put past people just because. And this is what I tell people, especially my family or anyone that I meet that's not accustomed to the military life or that were never in the military. These people that you see, service members that you see, they're just regular men and women in a uniform. So whatever kind of, mental capacity or sociopathic or psychopathic, this qualities that they had, that doesn't go away when they put on that uniform. You get what I'm saying? That predatory behavior how they were as civilians, that's exactly how they are in the military. And sometimes it might just be amplified because of how close men and women are in the military. So yeah, anyways, I digress. So this young lady, I need to make sure to put her name down in the description box if any one of you would like to look up her story. Oh, shit. Actually, no. I'm gonna look it up right now. Oh, there it is. Lavena Johnson. That's her name. Miss Lavena Johnson. Yeah. So Lavena Johnson, she was a soldier. She was only 19. Okay, she was only 19 when she died in Iraq. And she was a E3, a PFC, and the army ruled it as a suicide. even though she had evidence of rape and assault, because I think I read somewhere that they had poured acid. Let me tell you how grimy the military was with her case. They ruled it as a suicide, right? But there was evidence that she was assaulted. She was physically and sexually assaulted. Like, she had broken nose, loose teeth. She had some sort of acid, some sort of corrosion, something like that, dumped on her genitals. Like, and yet they still ruled it a suicide, which is crazy to me. And I'm hoping that with this, with, you know, people pressuring the army about Miss Vanessa Guillen, that will open the case and that will really give the family some sort of closure. I'm sorry, she died in 2005. Yeah, 2005. So it's a terrible, terrible situation. And I hope that the army can really be there for its female soldiers, because at the end of the day, we are good for the, like, it's like, why should we have to completely have to keep being a certain way? You get what I'm saying? And like I said before, it's either you are, and I hate to say this and I hate to use this term, but it's either you're an easy female or you're a bitch. And I hate that's all women have been reduced to in the military. But it's a thing. It's terrible. And I know everyone's saying, oh, we need to cancel the military, like we need to shut down Fort Hood. Don't be, listen, there's a lot more deaths that has happened on Fort Hood that we still haven't found the answers to. Like, there's a bunch of skeletal remains that has been found. Who does it belong to? You know, so for anyone to say, oh, let's shut down Fort Hood, I don't see that happening, mainly because it's a military installation. It's a terrible thing that these deaths were covered up. And I promise you, if folks weren't rallying so hard for Vanessa, she would have ended up like Miss Johnson. Hell, or if they would have even found her. Stuff like that. It's just, ugh. And then another thing, when people are like, oh, shut down Fort Hood, shut down Fort Hood. The thing with Fort Hood is that you have a lot of families that live off of the military, you know, myself included. So we're like, oh, let's shut down Fort Hood, let's shut down Fort Hood. I don't have kids, but the person that lives, you know, 3 houses down from me has like 4 kids. And I know they work in Fort Hood. Yes, they could probably transition, but it's like they can't just shut down. Like, Fort Hood is too important to the overall, you know, the overall army. So I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I'll be intrigued to see if they actually do shut it down, and their plans. But I don't, and I feel like this is something where shutting down something, I don't think is the issue. I don't think Fort Hood is the issue. I think the people in Fort Hood is the issue, and really cracking down and figuring out better ways to handle situations like this, and to be more transparent with the families. Because even when I remember a service member died in Africa several years ago, and it took the family a very long time to, and I remember I seen the wife, she came out on the news trying to figure out like why aren't they telling her what happened to her husband and all this stuff. And once again, he was a young Black man as well. They weren't telling her what the situation is. So, and I don't think he came from Fort Hood, but I'm not too sure. Don't quote me. The story kind of just popped up on my head. I don't have the full details. Why can't I speak? The details of the situation. So I think the best course of action would be transparency and a sense of urgency when these things happen. And there's another service member whose bones that they found, but they ruled him as being AWOL, and the family still don't know what happened to him. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I feel like, in all honesty, I don't think that the military should be in charge of this. I don't think that the military should be involved with, and me and my husband were talking about this, because he I always feel like, and Fort Hood is not the only base where stuff like this happens, you know, where people get murdered or assaulted. I just feel like there needs to be a change as far as how it's done, because I don't think that the military should necessarily be involved when these cases of assault are brought up, because how it goes in the military, it's like, it's when you file a sexual assault claim with, first of all, your unit representative or your SHARP person, the person that you would go and file this situation with, is someone in your unit. Okay, so it's someone in your battery, because each battery has their own SHARP and EO person, and then there's a battalion wide that those guys report to. So it's someone in your unit, right? One, that's where I find even foul, just because it's like, I may not feel comfortable to go talk to someone that I see at work every day, you know. And then here's another thing: how do I know what kind of person? Yes, we work with these people, and I may not feel comfortable telling this person who sexually assaults me, because this person, I might know, is that this person that is sexually harassing me, or sexually, you know, done anything or violated me in any sort of way, is friends with the sharp person. You know, so then now you have to find a way to go overhead, but then you get in trouble for skipping your chain, and it's this whole mess, right? So from there, an investigation is open, you know, for the claim that you filed. So now you have to, you know, talk to your commander, who is just a regular schmegler degler person, but they're an officer, which means they have a bachelor's degree in, I don't know, general studies. I'm not saying that, but they have a bachelor's general, whatever a bachelor's degree is in, right? Doesn't matter. As long as they have it and they pass a certain requirement, hey, boom, there you go, you're an officer. So now you have to go through them. And now you have to talk to them and explain to them your situation. And some people just might not feel comfortable. And sometimes, and in certain cases, these people this person that you're filing these claims against, they're cool with the higher ups, or they're buddy with, you know, commander, or like I said, the rep, the sharp rep. So how do you get around that? Sometimes most of these cases just get swept under the rug, because these men in position, or some of these women as well, let's not think women don't do this stuff, are in position of power, and they're not gonna let it go any further, because hey, I don't want my friend to get in trouble. I don't want my friend to get kicked out of the military and get dishonorably discharged and get nothing. So that's another thing. That's something that I feel like desperately, in all honesty, I really didn't want to talk about this today, because I feel like, oh yeah, so that's what I was saying. So I feel like that's where change needs to start. And I'm hoping, in my heart of heart, I really do, because it hurts. Like, it hurts my soul, like, because everything that happened to Lavena, I really hope that this opens up some sort of investigation on all the previous deaths, so we can know. And so her, actually, you know, I guess it doesn't really matter if we know, but as long as her family understands what happened, and the people who did something, you know, have been found guilty, and justice is served. Because I remember, I know I'm very back and forth, and the reason why I'm very back and forth with this is because this is not something that I genuinely got on here, and I don't want you to be like, oh, you're doing your makeup while talking about bad stuff. Huh. I didn't want to get on here and talk about this. I really just wanted to talk about what's been going on with me, where have I been, how I've been doing, why haven't I been uploading, and all this good stuff. But I just feel like this is so important. You know, like, this is something that's going on, and I feel like this is my way. This is kind of like my journal, you know, and this is how I would talk to my husband. We have plenty of conversations about this, or anyone else. So this is kind of like me talking to you right now is like my journal. It's attempting to get some stuff off my chest, I definitely didn't want to do a video about this, but it's just kind of where I'm at right now. I'm just mind blown, just everything. I don't even know. this is definitely not what I wanted to talk about, because now I feel just emotionally drained, but I'm glad that I was able to get it out. I want to tell you guys, if you guys want to subscribe to my channel, you can, but I just can't. Anyways, this is the finished look. I'll leave the products in the description box below. I'm sorry, y'all. My energy is just drained, just because this whole thing is just talking about it. It's just like I just don't have it in me. Anyways, so this is it. This is the finished look. I'll see you guys in my next video.